The snow has finally melted in Minnesota, although it's a little cold out today. But it's time for Highland Summer Theater. This is our 45th annual Highland Summer Theater, and as is typical, we're going to be doing 4 plays, 2 regular plays and 2 musicals. 2 of them will be not world premieres, but debuts here at MSU, and we're always excited about that. We always like to do new work, and we always like to kind of do the old work and do it again until we get it right. And so the 2 brand new shows that we're doing this summer, we're going to open with a show called Almost Maine. I'll be directing that show, and I just love it. It's just a wonderful romantic mostly comedy, set in a town called Almost Maine, which could almost be called Mankato, Minnesota, except it's farther north than we are and perhaps a little bit smaller. Maybe it's like North Mankato. I can't wait to get to work with it because in this particular show, there's only 4 people, but all 4 actors get to play multiple roles, and those kinds of shows are always great fun. The last one I did was a show called Greater Tuna, which was down in Texas, and this is about the opposite of Greater Tuna that I can imagine. So that'll be our first opening show, and that opens very, very quickly, right in the middle of May. Our second show is called Clue, the Musical. We've never done that at MSU. I had heard rumor that Clue was made into a musical, but it's one of those shows where everybody has heard about it, but nobody knew that it really exists, and it does, and we're doing it. The weird thing about this particular show, and of course one of the fun things, is that there are hundreds of variant endings. Even the cast does not know how the show is going to end. They know how it begins, fortunately, and it begins with Mr. Body, a character that you might not recognize from the game, and this is a musical based on the Parker Brothers game, helps the audience draw 3 cards the same way you would do at the beginning of the game. And so the cards will determine who did the murder, with what, and where. The set design is going to be great fun because, of course, it will be recognizable from the board game. All of the characters you will recognize from the board game, except these tokens actually run around and sing and dance at the same time. And so I can't wait. I'm seeing if I can rig the voting, but I don't know if that's possible. I've got to figure out where that deck of cards is being kept. So that'll be our second show, and also will be the first time we've ever done that at MSU. The third show we're doing is a show called Owl and the Pussycat, and this was a big hit way back when in my youth, a century ago. And what's fun with this show, even though we've done it at MSU before, it's always fun to do an old classic comedy, and many of those classic comedies came from the 50s and 60s. This one came from the 60s, and to do them with a fresh eye, to a fresh audience. What we're very excited about in this particular production, and by the way, Clue will be directed by Michael James, a brand new MFA graduate student, a graduate alum, and All the Pussycat will be directed by Paul Finocchiaro, who also, not only is he a member of our faculty, he is playing Mr. Body. He's always wanted to play a dead body, I suppose, except he gets to sing and dance in this one. So anyway, Owl and the Pussycat, the very exciting news about that is that a gal by the name of Zela Glory, although when she was here she was Zela Glory Langshan, will be coming back to play the titular title role of the Pussycat in this show. And Zela, I think, in my objective opinion, was one of the top, 4 or 5 actresses ever to graduate from Minnesota State University Mankato, or Mankato State University, which is what we were when she graduated. And I can't talk for Mankato Teachers College, but I'm going to guess she's in the top 5 of that as well. And so we're delighted that Zela will be joining us back at MSU. The last time I really vividly remember her was in the opening production at the Andreas Theater, where she played Maggie the Cat on Cat on a Hot Tin Roof back in the year 2000. And here it is, 2011, and she's coming back, and we're delighted about that. And then last but not least, we're doing a show we've done not only once before, we've done it twice before, but I have personally never done it, and that's the show Annie. Annie's a wonderful show. As a grandfather, I think that little girls are just wonderful, and I can't wait to start working with them. Inside Story, as a matter of fact, I'm starting to cast later on today. Now, you don't know when we're going to film this, but our casting process will take about 24 hours. We have no doubt that we're going to find the perfect Annie, and all of Pepper and Molly and all the other different little girls that will be running around. We're even looking for a couple of little boys too, to spice it up a bit, and that will be our grand finale. That opens on August or in July the 7th, and we play all the way once we open our first show. We play for an intermittent 8 weeks, show on, show off, show on. Annie actually runs for 2 performances and closes on July the 17th. So we can't wait to get started on Highland Summer Theater 45. We can't wait for you to see it. And of course, tickets are on sale right now. We're about to cast Annie and begin rehearsals this Monday, and we can't wait to have you come and see our wonderful work this summer.